Okay, so I wanted to put this video guide together for what a student would need to do to attend Bevel State with hopes of getting into pharmacy school at Samford's McWhorter School of Pharmacy. I have given this presentation one-on-one and unrecorded very many times over the years. A few things have changed over the years, but not many. It is possible to attend Bevel State for as little as 2 years. Depending on your math placement, it could take 3. It's taken quite a few people 3 years, but it is possible to get everything you need in 2 years and get accepted to pharmacy school at Samford. The requirements for Auburn's pharmacy school are a little different. I will address those in a different video. You cannot go directly from Bevel State to Auburn's Harrison School of Pharmacy. Can't do it. You will have to go to a university for at least a year after Bevel State to pick up some upper level science courses that they require. But right now we're talking about Samford. I want to show you first a Bevel State degree plan. If you are pre-pharmacy, we put you on this degree plan, PPR, that's pre-professional. That covers pre-dental, pre-med, pre-pharmacy, pre-optometry, all of those professional programs where you end up with a doctoral degree. There are a few things, really only about 2 courses that you would need to take in order to graduate from Bevel that are not necessarily required for admission to pharmacy school. But I always hope that if you're going to be with us for 2 years that you will go that extra step and take a couple of extra classes just for the purpose of graduating with your associate's degree from Bevel. That is not required, but I do recommend it. You should also be aware that you will take more courses, you will have more credit hours than you would be able to transfer to a bachelor's program. Now, I point that out because you need to have plan B. What if you take all of these classes, apply to Samford, and don't get into the pharmacy school? What are you going to do now? A good plan B is to say, well, I've taken all of this chemistry and biology and math. I need to finish up a bachelor's degree that will use that. And the problem's going to be that you will not be able to transfer everything you have taken. If you get into Samford Pharmacy on the first try, you won't care. That won't be a problem. But do be aware that you will have some stuff that won't transfer. It'll either be too much or it will be things that don't necessarily apply toward any particular bachelor's degree. Okay, let's get into this thing. Bevel State Student Degree Plan, Pre-Professional Studies. We have an imaginary student that we called Jane's Test Plan. And they have, in theory, taken a few classes already. But we're not worried about that. We want to see what's in the plan. So the first thing in everyone's degree plan at Bevel State is to take Student Survival Skills, ORI 107, known for short as orientation. It's a 1 credit hour course. It orients you to what to expect at Bevel State, how to get into your email account, how to use Banner, which is our software system that allows you to register and receive your grades and transcripts, etc. You will also go into some life skills how to manage your money, how to manage your time, and so forth. Okay, so that's the first thing. And that's one of those things that's not going to transfer somewhere else. So we won't worry about losing that 1 hour. From there, degree plans are divided into 5 areas, with area 1 always being written composition. In this area, you will be required to take English 101 and 102. Once you have taken it, you'll see 3.000 hours of credit with a grade, and it'll tell you the course and it'll tell you the term you took it. If you happen to be a transfer student transferring into Bevel, then there will be some obscure code number over here to indicate the college that it was transferred from. Area 2 is the Humanities and Fine Arts, where you need 12 hours here to get your Bevel State degree. Now that's 4 3-hour courses normally. The first of those is a Fine Arts. And if I click on this, you can see the options: art appreciation, music appreciation, art history, theater appreciation. The 2 main ones that we offer and that students tend to take are usually art appreciation and music appreciation. So that's the first 3 hours you have to take. The second thing you have to have is a literature course. It's an ENG 200 level course. You can't take that until after you've passed English 101 and 102. This means that there is a sequence required in Area 2 or 4. So in Area 2 to graduate, you either need a literature sequence, or when we get down to Area 4, you might do a history sequence. If you choose to do a history sequence and only one literature, then here on this line, instead of doing the second lit, you would pick another fine arts course or a humanities elective. And about our only options there are going to be religion and philosophy. So you're either going to do 2 literatures to get a sequence there, or you're going to do 1 lit and an extra fine arts or a philosophy or religion. And then we require speech. Now we say 106 or 107, but Samford specifically says 107. We'll take a look at that in just a minute. So for Samford Pharmacy, you must take speech 107. You must have 1 lit for Samford. We'll see that in just a minute. All right, moving on. Area 3 is math and science. The math requirement: Samford is going to require you to take calculus, which is actually a 4 credit hour course, not a 3. However, very few people walk in off the street right out of high school or whatever and jump straight into calculus. So you will have to work your way up to calculus in all likelihood. You might be starting as low as math 098. That's kind of unusual. People who are looking to go into pharmacy school are usually a little better with math, and you need to be. You're going to get into some things where you're going to, like I say, you're going to have to work your way up to calculus 1. So this is the real trick right here, this math requirement and your math placement. This is what's going to help us determine how soon you can finish. If you can be in Math 112 your very first fall semester, we can get you through all of this in 2 years. If you are starting in Math 098 or Math 100, then it's most likely going to take at least 3 years to get all of this done. Next, natural science, 8 hours. We're not going to have any problem reaching this because we actually, when we look at Samford's requirements, there are 7 4-hour science courses, and then there's an 8th one that is a prerequisite to one of the ones Samford requires. So you're going to be taking 32 hours of natural sciences. So getting that 8 is not going to be a problem. I'll tell you a little more about which ones you'll have to have and the order in which you need to take them in a minute. Area 4 is history, social, and behavioral sciences. Samford wants at least 1 history course. They prefer Western civilization. But remember, to get your Bevel degree, you're going to have to complete a sequence of either history or literature. my preference would be that everyone do sequences in both, but that's not an absolute. Then you have your social and behavioral sciences. These are things like psychology and sociology, anthropology, economics, political science. Here, I'll click on this so you can see anthropology, economics, more histories can be used right there for the purpose of the Bevel State degree. Then you have your political science courses, your psychologies, your sociologies. Samford insists that you take at least general psychology or general sociology. All right. Area 5 is where we get into your concentration. This is going to be where all those extra science courses comes in. Now here's a course, CIS 146, Microcomputer Applications. This is a course about Microsoft Office. Samford does not require this, Bevel State does. So this is one of those courses I was telling you, you're going to need a couple of things to graduate from Bevel that Samford is not going to require, but I would appreciate it if you would do those anyway. The other things, there's another math course you'll have to have. It's statistics, which is Math 265. And then, like I said, you've got all the extra science courses we're going to look at here in just a minute. And another thing that would fit down here in Area 5 that Samford requires is PE. You've got a couple of options. You can either do 2 one-hour physical activity PE courses like weight training or fundamentals of fitness, or there is a 3-hour PE class, PED 100, that will be the only one you would have to have for Samford. Okay, so that's the idea behind the Bevel State degree plan. Now let's look over here at Samford's requirements. This is if you're going to the McWhorter School of Pharmacy from any Alabama community college. So you need English 101 and 102. We had that covered on our Bevel degree plan. You need a literature course. Bevel makes you take at least one. For math, you need 125. That's calculus. And like I said, most of you will start probably at Math 100 or Math 112 and work your way up, which means it could be 100, then 112, then 113, and then finally 125. The required biology courses for pharmacy school are 201, 202, and 220. 201 and 202 are anatomy physiology, and 220 is microbiology. What they don't tell you is that there is a prerequisite course that you have to take before you take all these, and that's Biology 103, Principles of Biology. So we will start with that one your first semester. Next, there are 4 chemistry courses to be done, 111, 112, 221, 222. 111 and 112 are general college chemistry. 221 and 222 are organic chemistry. At the Jasper campus, 111 is only offered in the fall. Only in the fall. I've run into many students over the years out in Walmart, and they're like, "Oh, you're Bobo." "Yes, I'm taking your class next semester." I'm like, "No, you're not. You're not in my class this semester. You won't be in 112 next semester." Now, to be in Chemistry 111, you must also at least be in Math 112. And it's preferable that you have already passed or tested beyond Math 112. So if you can't do Math 112 your first semester, you can't do Chemistry 111 your first semester. That means you won't do it until your second year of college. And that means organic chemistry will be in your third year. There is the possibility, if you get through Math 100 in the fall and 112 in the spring, you could conceivably do Chemistry 111 and 112 in the summer at Summiton. It's offered every summer on the mini terms, but that means now you're going to be doing a whole year of chemistry in 10 weeks. You'll go to class every day, Monday through Thursday. You'll have 4.5-hour labs, 2 afternoons a week. It is fast. So by doing that, you could sort of catch up and be ready for Organic Chemistry 1 to 21 in the fall of your second year. Okay, I told you earlier there's another math class you need. It's Math 265. It's called Statistics. That's generally available in the fall and the spring. Sometimes, because there's only one section of it, it tends to clash schedule-wise with chemistry or organic chemistry, so we have to watch out for that. They want you to have History 101 or 102. That's Western Civ 1 or 2. And keep in mind that Bevel State says you need a sequence of history or literature to graduate. It's another one of those areas that I was saying we're going to ask you to take an extra class to get the degree. For speech, they want Speech 107, not 106. For PE, you need PED 100, which is a 3 credit hour course, or any 2 activity courses, which that's going to be weightlifting, swimming is an option. Although for the fall of 2020, it's not, because the natatorium is closed because of the coronavirus. Okay, additional liberal arts. You need 3 extra hours then of liberal arts courses. That 3 of it has to either be psychology or sociology. I mentioned that earlier. The additional liberal arts requirements of 9 more hours, that's 3 more classes, can be satisfied with courses in political science or history or literature, foreign language, philosophy, psychology, sociology, economics, 1 class in art, music, or drama appreciation. Now, since they only want 1 class in art, music, or drama appreciation, that's why I suggest on the Bevel degree plan to do a literature sequence, because they don't want both art and drama. Okay, so once you take all of this, and even if you only did take exactly what's here on this list, and did not have to take any lower level math to work your way up, you would have 6 hours of English. We'll say 6 hours of literature. That's 12 hours. 4 hours of calculus would be 16. Remember, we got to have biology 103 here. So 32 hours of sciences. That puts us at 48 hours total. Statistics puts us at 51 hours. A history sequence puts us at 57. Speech puts us at 60. 2 PEs puts us at 62. A fine arts appreciation puts us at 65. Then psychology and another social science, 6 more, that puts us at 71 hours total. And it could be more if you also have to take, say, Math 100, Math 112, Math 113. You could end up with 80 hours. You can only transfer 64 hours at the most to a bachelor's degree program. So if you take all those, maybe as many as 80, and don't get into Samford Pharmacy, you will have some courses that will not transfer toward a bachelor's. So there is that little bit of a gamble. But as long as they'll take the highest level math you had, that's all you're worried about. So anyway, I know that your plan is do what you have to and go to pharmacy school. And as long as everything works out like that, you don't have to worry about the things that aren't going to transfer. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. And I'll have this available to the public, but I'll also be sharing it with any advisees of mine.